I'm going to introduce Dan Meuser now. Dan and I sat beside each other in Butler, July 13th last year, and watched as the assassination attempt took place. I got to tell you, at first, nobody knew what was happening. It sounded like somebody was shooting off firecrackers. And then when we saw the president go down, we knew exactly what happened. We did not know that Corey Compatore had been seriously wounded and was going to die. We did not know that two other gentlemen were seriously wounded and are still recovering from those wounds. But today we are making an effort to make sure that we start speaking the right way in America. Mr. Meuser.
Thank you, Mike. You got it, brother. Appreciate you. Well said, Representative Mike Kelly, my good friend from Pennsylvania. As he stated, I was at Butler on the July 13th, and we were there in October when our president insisted on going back. He asked me, what do you think about me going back? And I said, Mr. President, I advise against it. I was not supportive. I was more concerned about his safety. But his level of courage is, well, boundless. When the president was hit on July 13th, and we all couldn't help but really think the worst. But that certainly changed, as we all saw. At the moment, he lifted up security agents on his back, put his fist up, said, fight, 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 wiping blood from his face. And in so doing, he lifted everybody in that arena up, at the rally up. They began the chant of USA, USA. And I think he rose the entire nation up. And I think we saw that on the following November 5th. But the rhetoric in politics is out of control, right? I recently met with members of the Indivisible group up in my district, insisting I show up. Well, we had an hour meeting. I let it go to an hour and 40 minutes. But right at the very end, they said, one of them said, you know, you're a Nazi, and so is President Trump. Okay? Nazi, all right? We know what the Nazis did. When people are out there making such comments and elected officials, you know, some people believe them. They actually think that you might be that, and that hate speak turns into violence. Just this weekend, Vice President J.D. Vance and his family are at Disney World, cursed at, all kinds of foul language thrown at them. And Governor Newsom has to put something out saying, did you enjoy your time at Disney World? Okay? Governor Newsom is sick to do something like that and to act that way. And how about the ICE agents being demonized and attacked for doing their jobs? And elected officials are out there cheering it on. So there are too many Democrats, frankly, that are tolerating this, in fact, encouraging it. Not all by any means. My friends that are Democrats condemn it as well. But there's too many falsehoods. And we got a governor in Pennsylvania that does nothing but spew falsehoods. And again, people believe him, how certain measures are being taken that we're taking food out of hungry Pennsylvanians' mouths. Nothing could be further from the truth. And Brooke Rollins came up to Pennsylvania and pointed out the truth. So we have this resolution. It's about hate speech, because hate speech leads to violence. It's dangerous. We also are seeing a high level of a surge in anti-Semitic rhetoric. I mean, for crying out loud, I put out a post recently on Facebook, something positive about Israel. I literally got hundreds of basically threats and all kinds of other hate messages. So, look, we're not going to stop it all, but this resolution is about calling for an end to hateful rhetoric. It is about a resolution that solemnly making, answering or recognizing the one-year anniversary of the attack on President Donald J. Trump. It honors Corey Compatore, who died shielding his family, and David Dutch and James Comperhaver, who are injured. And it also brings out the governor I just mentioned, Josh Shapiro, and some others that had we had our governor residence attacked. Okay, all of these things need to be condemned, and that's what this resolution is about. And I just applaud my good friend August Pfluger and my great friend Mike Kelly for setting all this up. Thank you very much. Now.